Hey everybody, John here. I'm going to show you today how to change the cartridge or service a cartridge in the monocommando single lever faucets. Number one, shut off the water. Turn off both water supplies underneath. Number two, if this is installed, which probably would be, you set yourself a mirror up behind here so you can see what you're doing in terms of accessing the little screw hole cover. And there's a little cap cover here, it just comes out with your fingernail. I like to keep a black cloth nearby. You can set it down on there to not lose it. And then a 2.5 millimeter Allen wrench. In an installed situation, the short one might work. I'm using a long one with a handle on it just for convenience here. Loosen that just enough to get it off and set that aside. And then there's a bonnet cover, cylinder cover here. So I don't scratch it. I'm going to use something like this and just give that a little pop up here. It's just friction fit with an O-ring, and set that aside. Now what you see is the nut that holds the cartridge down sits recessed from the body in there. So any hardware store carries these little sets. They're plumber's set for shower faucet sockets, and I think this is the smallest one that's on there. 27 32 of an inch, and that'll sit down right on there. Put a little handle through, and we're just going to loosen that. If you just have a little drip, you might just give this a little snug turn and just see whether or not then, as long as that is snug on there, doesn't matter about the handle. You can turn your water supplies on, see whether the dripping is stopped. If not, and the cartridge does need to be replaced, then of course turn the water back off. We're going to loosen that nut and just loosen that until it comes free, and then the whole cartridge will come out. The little nut sits down on there and holds that cartridge in place. So you'll take the replacement cartridge. It will have two little dimples. The new ones are black. This is an old one, so it's a different color. It's a little different. The configuration's just a little bit different. Basically the same. They still have little tits on them that fit down into two little dimples down in the body. I don't know if I'm showing that to you, if you can see that or not. So we're going to set that new cartridge back in there with the O-ring on top, and I'm going to make sure that it's not turning, that those two little tits are sitting in the dimples. And I'm going to take that nut and just squish that down on that O-ring and put it all the way down there so that the threads line up. Take a little tool, go reverse it for a little just to make sure that these threads bite in, and then we'll tighten that up. There we go. And I'll put this in here and make this a little snug. We're not going to over tighten it, but it's got to be snug. And I'm going to put the little bonnet cover back in place. Like I said before, the thin part goes towards the rear. So you're going to line that up and just set that down in there. If I think I did a little cockeyed, so I'm going to do it again. Not a big deal. It's best you get right over it. You can see that you're straight. And then that fits down in there. And we're going to put that handle right back on and tighten that up. And the little screw cap cover. And we are done. Bingo. Presto changeo. Ooh, how nice. Thank you.